Let's do a quick review of the information that we've learned about input and output. Your notes have a series of questions. Pause the video and try to answer them, and then come back and check your answers. The first question says, most computer software is interactive. Is that true or false? That's absolutely true. Most computer software is interactive, which means that it involves a conversation that's held between the computer and the end user. And the end user enters information that's later used in the software for processing. Question number 2, the term standard input refers to, where do you get standard input from? It's from the keyboard. Awesome. The term standard output refers to displaying information to the screen. That's correct. The next question is a little bit tricky. I think it has a typo in it. It says the command to display information to standard input is, that's a trick question. You can't display information to standard input. The standard input's the keyboard, and I don't know about any computer software that can change the way the computer's keyboard looks. I think it's supposed to say output. The command to display information to standard output is print. If you want to print multiple values in a single print command, the best way to do that is by using the concatenation operator. Is that true or false? That's false. You can use the concatenation operator if you want to print multiple string data values, but if you want to print a combination of strings and other data types, it's better to use the comma. Remember that when you use the comma, it automatically adds a space, which is nice. And the comma works with all data types, works with strings and numeric values. So it's a better choice. How would you write a command to read in somebody's first name using standard input? First, you have to think about what kind of data you're receiving. So in this example, you're receiving text information. So you might say something like first name as your identifier, where you're going to store the result, and then the assignment operator, and then input, please enter your first name. Excellent. And how would you write a command to read in somebody's height using standard input? It says assume that you might want to perform calculations using the height value. So in this case, we're not expecting text input. We want to store it as a numeric value. So we might say something like height equals, and then it's up to you whether you want to allow just integer heights or whether you want to allow decimal heights. I think either one would be okay. I'm going to make a decimal height. So I'm going to use float as my data type and then say input, please enter the height. Excellent. At this point, you should know the syntax for getting user input and storing it in your program, and also the syntax for displaying information to the software end user.